All right. Well, welcome everybody. My name is Mike Beam. I'm CIB's program director. And today we want to have an overview of student chapters. And again, I want to welcome all of you, especially Don Ward, our CEO, Debbie Gray, our communications and marketing manager. I see a couple program committee members here, like our friend Silvio Mejado. Welcome, and a lot of friends and colleagues whose name I recognize. And so we want to have this as a very, I think, a very informal type of an event. And I hope you can see my little slideshow coming up here. I hope folks can see that and shoot me a text chat. And certainly we want to treat this event as a dialogue rather than a presentation. I have some slides to help us go through some things. And so we're continuing to welcome folks. So welcome folks who are just joining us. So please, interrupt me at any time. I'll try to monitor text chat the best I can. I'll look to Debbie and Don to also help me with the text chat. But please feel free to interrupt me, and really let's treat this as a dialogue rather than a presentation. I did put together a little agenda just to try to keep things a little bit structured in our presentation. We don't want to go longer than 60 minutes. We want to respect your time, and we're very happy that you're here to participate in this particular event. So please feel free to introduce yourself in the text chat, say hello from wherever you are around the world. It's just great to know who's here and where you're from. So welcome to everybody. So we're going to talk a little about a little bit about the overview of CIB and a student chapter structure, the benefits of forming a CIB student chapter, and some ways to reinvigorate or to invigorate a new student chapter, and some of the benefits of a student chapter, including the student and early career researcher awards. And then certainly we leave time to have an open forum for folks discussing things at the end and as a wrap up, but to get your feedback and how you see things moving forward in your spheres of influence around the world. So again, please feel free to please do interrupt me. It's great. So some of the overarching questions, I think, to kind of set the tone, why belong to a global built environment research network as a student or an early career researcher, and how can we best serve students and early career researchers? And so it's really interesting. So we, CIB put forth this complimentary membership for early career researchers in January of 2021. And, we'll talk a lot today about the merging of PhD students, research students, and early career researchers into kind of the same group, into the same, kind of network, and kind of how that is evolving. So anywhere I say students or early career researchers, I really mean both of those particular groups, because really they kind of morph into one. So, well, first of all, how to form a student chapter. Whoops, let me go back. How to form a student chapter. Well, currently, associate or full members of CIB. So those institutions, those research institutes, those universities who have associate or full membership status, they are eligible to form a student chapter. Currently, we have 18 student chapters on the books. Within CIB, you'll find that there's really only about 5 or 6 that are truly active. There are 2 current regional networks of student chapters, and so some of the things that we're looking at is how to restructure those types of things to have more regional networks. But currently, associate or full membership is required to sponsor a student chapter, and just contact Debbie or myself, and we'll help you through that particular process. Basically, we'll ask for a plan of prospective activities. We'll help you consult with that. We'll give you some ideas today about prospective and possible activities. And basically, we need the contacts at your university or your research institute, a faculty liaison, and some form of student leadership. We don't really require formal titles, listing of officers like you may find in some of your other organizations. We're not, that concerned about how you organize things, but we want things to be somewhat organized, and we'll kind of walk through those things. We do have a committee where we combine the early career researchers and student chapters into one. This is led by one of our board members, Professor Sebastian Pereira from Western Sydney University. Maybe you're familiar with Srinath, very active within CIB and such. And there's the aforementioned dogs. Okay, I think we're good. Sorry about that, folks. And so Thrados is very active in CIB. And so this committee proposes programs, the awards. We'll talk about some of the awards and the activities that we've held for the student chapters and the ECRs. The current committee makeup of the student chapters and ECRs, we added 2 PhD students to the group. There's 3 early career researchers, and there's 5 senior researchers, including our former president, Hampson, helps us on that particular committee. Yeah, and so the committee, this is a part, this forum here today is part of a way that we want to look at programs and awards and activities to involve students more thoroughly. We're looking at renaming this structure. So what, student chapters, but it really also needs to include early career researchers, postdocs, those early career folks in universities and research institutes. How can we better utilize research networks or hubs? We're talking about that. Your input on that today would be greatly appreciated, how that shapes in your particular world. Some of us think that the word chapters might be an outdated nomenclature to describe what we're doing. So your thoughts on that would be absolutely great. Maybe it's called the Future Leaders Network, or something of that particular nature. So I'll just kind of stop there before I go into the next slide. And I see folks are welcoming themselves, and it's great. Looks like we have a lot of folks from around the world in there. I don't think, Don or Debbie, there's any questions at this point in time for me or for any of us. But if there is, folks, again, just feel free. Please feel free to interject at any time. And so the next slide talks about, trying to move my little area here. What are the benefits of a CIB student chapter? Well, I'll tell you, being part of a global research network has so many benefits associated with it. Simply just meeting various researchers from around the world that you're reading about in various journals, senior researchers who have had an immense scholarly impact. It's always exciting to meet those individuals. I can speak from experience as an early career researcher going to my first CIB conference, and just couldn't wait to meet all the researchers that I was reading about and talk with them and share ideas. And it was just absolutely wonderful. At the World Building Congress a few months ago, we had a lot of students there and early career researchers. Maybe some of you in the crowd today were part of that particular Congress. I know, speaking with some of those folks, that it was just absolutely great for them to get out, to meet people, to hear the different presentations, to network. So this being part of a global network is just extremely valuable in terms of, expanding your individual global perspectives and meeting people from around the world, understanding researchers from around the world, gaining different perspectives, these global perspectives. are certainly invaluable. And certainly, many universities and research institutes, they certainly value these types of global research collaborations that you begin to foster. And they value them in the hiring process. If you could talk about, some of the global and international experiences that you have, and certainly through the promotion process at university, having that international, those international collaborations, co-authoring papers with folks from around the world. This is becoming a huge benefit as the world becomes smaller. And so, yeah, gaining and embracing this global perspective. Again, I can speak from my own experience, and I can send an email to anybody on all 6 continents and have them come in and be a guest speaker virtually for me these days. And it's just great to have that, to bring that global perspective into your work. If you're working at a university, to bring that global perspective in for your students, to broaden their horizon. And so getting into this global research network early in your career is extremely, extremely beneficial. So take advantage of those opportunities. We're going to talk about the Student Awards Program. In the past, CIB has budgeted about 15,000 euros for those awards. We'll talk a little bit about those. Again, I think some folks in the group benefited by getting some travel award money to the World Building Congress. We know that was just a little bit of money, but we hope that it was helpful to you in terms of leveraging with other forms of funding to help get you to travel. So, and there's also leadership opportunities, both within your local chapter, within your local region, but also within CIB. We, like I said, on our committee, our student chapters and early career researcher committee, we have 2 PhD students on that committee. So, we're looking at ways to get students more involved. The CIB board is realizing the benefits of having a strong student and early career researcher present. And so there's really, there's a lot of great benefits that we hope that you'll see in having an active student chapter or proposing a new CIB student chapter. So I'll just, kind of stop there again before I go to the next slide and see if there might be any comments or questions from our group. Any thoughts or anything anybody would like to chat about before we move on?
Yes, this is Amna Salman from Auburn University, USA.
Welcome.
Yes, thank you. I wanted to ask if we can invite master's student into the CIB student chapter.
Yes, I think as long as they're, we're looking for research students. So, I think that we realize that some universities, their master's students are very well engaged in the research process. And so, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep. Some of our awards, we'll talk about some of the award schemes. So we have a Best Doctoral Research Award. So it's, some of the awards might be a little bit limited, but certainly in terms of getting all research students involved, we are certainly open to all of those particular things. Yes. Thank you.
Yes, that will encourage them to pursue PhD then.
Absolutely. If we can get them understanding the benefits of research and international research, and getting them excited about that, I think that's absolutely wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for that comment.
Hello, Michael. I have a quick question here. I'm a first-year PhD student at Chalmers from Sweden.
Welcome.
And thank you. I was wondering regarding fees, potential fees that have to be paid. Is it a lot, or?
Yeah, there's a fee structure on our website.
Okay.
There's a associate members, which is the the lowest level to form a student chapter. I can't remember the fees off the top of my head. I'm sorry.
No, because I was just
the
reason I'm asking is because I was thinking just if a certain fee corresponds to a certain level of involvement
Mhm.
in that sense. But it seems to me, oh, okay, I just got the answer here.
Okay, is Debbie or Don?
Yeah, in the chat. All right.
Okay, yeah,
Thank you, Don. Yeah.
yep. Great, thank you for that question. And so, you know, like was on the bottom of the previous slide, we have 18 student chapters listed on our website, but really there's only about 5 or 6 that are truly active. 5 chapters put forth summaries of their activities into our annual report. I would encourage everyone to check out CIB's annual report. We produced the first one last year in 2021, the second one a few months ago. It's a really nice summary of activities. We hope to grow that annual report as there's more and more student chapters and activities as we come out of this thing we have called the pandemic, and we're trying to reinvigorate some activity. And but it's a real nice summary of activities and things that are going on and things that folks are doing. And so we hope to really encourage this group and your universities, and however they can be structured in terms of regional hubs, into active student and early career researcher networks. And small activities can be very impactful. These don't have to be huge, CIB conferences and things of that nature. For example, I was invited about 2 years ago to an event that Western Sydney University had. They invited me to be kind of a kickoff speaker for one of their events. It was co-branded as a CIB event. I was representing CIB, and it was just a really nice collaboration that I did from my living room. And hopefully those small activities can be very impactful. Students can do webinars and online meetings. You can network and find global experts to bring into those webinars and online meetings, and also into your classes. As research students, PhD students, early career researchers, you're also perhaps becoming lecturers now in your universities, and you're doing workshops. Here's a whole global network of expertise at your fingertips. And so talk with people, invite people. People love to be invited to talk about things that they are passionate about, that they're researching. And so these are the experts that are at your fingertips. So, there's lots of different ways. And so I'm sure some of you may have some great ideas as well too. And we'd love to hear about different activities that you've experienced, perhaps not necessarily with CIB, but in other student events and networking opportunities and things of that nature. We'd love to share ideas if folks would like to do that, but also, finding committee members, helping your committee and your supervisor find external examiners. I know I'm probably asked 2 or 3 times per year to be an external examiner for folks, and I know it has a lot to do with my work over the past 2 decades with CIB and the collaborations that I've built there, and so those are different ways. Some of the benefits and different ways that your CIB chapter, I think, can really have an impact and show that value of the global collaborative platform that is CIB. So I'll just kind of stop there at that slide again and see if there's any. Debbie's given the links, some great links in there to our annual reports. Don's giving links. Yep. Debbie and Don are giving links. Great. Any thoughts on this before I go on to the next next part of the program. Okay, well, just to highlight some of our student and early career researcher awards, and certainly these are benefits of being a student chapter. We've recently announced the Keith Hampson Award. So our past president, Keith Hampson, from Australia, from Curtin University and the Sustainable Built Environment Research Network, really understands the value of getting early career researchers involved. And so we announced this award at the World Building Congress. There's been a few newsletter articles about it. So I would encourage you to check those, those announcements out and the criteria for the Keith Hampson Award. This is an award to get early career researchers more involved with industry and industry-based research, which is really at the heart of Keith's passion and Keith's growth as an early career researcher himself, up to the level of CIB president and now past president, and leading a global research consortium. So really understanding that particular value. Our Sebastian Future Leaders Award is an annual award that goes to an established student chapter who works with one of our working commissions or task groups on a small research project. And so we'll be announcing that award later this year for 2023. It will be, the award will be centered around our Cib Vistas program. We announced a Vistas program, which is a new initiative, an umbrella type of initiative that encompasses connecting research to the UN Sustainable Development Goals, focusing on global collaboration, which of course is at the heart of CIB, and looking towards the future. And so those three pillars underneath the Vistas program. So we want to use Vistas as a way to encourage a suite of research and research activity that's really meaningful. And again, global collaboration, looking toward the future, but definitely connecting to those United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and having that type of an impact. So you may be aware of the Sebastian Future Leaders Award that has been announced over the last couple of years, but that will be formally announced in around November. We currently have, and hopefully all the doctoral students who have graduated in the last 18 months or who are finishing up very, very soon, know about CIB's Best Doctoral Research Award. The inaugural award program was launched last year, and we think very, very successful, very exciting. We had applicants come in, and the top 3 applicants were selected to do presentations. And wow, what just absolutely phenomenal research and presentations that were going on. So we launched that again this year, and we're going to launch it again in 2023. A really nice, it's a hopefully it's a nice recognition for your CV to be selected as one of the top 3, and there's a little bit of monetary prize associated with that as well too. So and we also had some previous awards in 2021. We had a Student Chapters Award where we encourage student chapters to work together. So to try to foster that global collaboration. And so we had 2 projects. We had about 7 universities collaborating on 2 different projects. So that was really, really nice in 2021. And in 2022, we allocated that particular funding to give students a little bit of support to attend the World Building Congress in person. And so we're right now, we're actually in discussions on what to do for 2023, and we'll be discussing this in detail in our subcommittees. And there's a CIB board meeting coming up in October. So we're definitely going to be discussing things of that nature here. So your comments on the awards and things of that nature, if you've experienced winning them or applying for them or just reading them and thinking about them, your comments, your suggestions would be so much appreciated. So again, I'll just kind of pause there. I'll just stop and see if anyone has any comments.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
Nice to be here again. And thanks for the nice presentation. I just have a quick question about the Sebastian Award. Since, for example, we already have the student chapter, I want to know like how active the student chapters would be and what might be the criteria to judge and compete based on them in order to have some guidelines to plan for the future activities.
Yeah, I mean, I think all of our student chapters, that are listed, that are, active in doing things was this Anya? That was asking me this question?
Yes, it's Anya here.
I thought so. And yeah, I mean, your university, Polytechnic di Milano, certainly is one of the active student chapters. And so, but I mean, all student chapters are certainly eligible. That's how the committee views it.
Okay, so it's based on the ongoing activities. There is no additional or excessive activities that student chapters should do in order to be considered for the award.
No, I don't think so. I think working with the commissions, and again, that's around a Vistas type of project. And I will be holding Sebastian Future Leader. I'll be hosting, Sebastian Future Leader Award, Q&A sessions, just kind of open forums, probably not me presenting anything formally, but just if anyone has questions on that, I'll probably hold them shortly after the award is announced, probably hold them in early December, just set aside 30 minutes or something like that to answer any questions that folks have specifically on that award. Yeah.
Very nice. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thank you for the question. Okay. Any other thoughts on student awards? Well, this kind of ends, really kind of, again, I didn't want it to be a presentation. I was hoping it to be a dialogue. And I think that, I hope that I've explained a little bit about our current structure. You'll find it's very flexible. Some of the thinking that we're doing from the Student Chapters and Early Career Researcher Committee, to try to better facilitate student and ECR engagement, and should they be called chapters? That's a big question. Should it be more of a Future Leaders Network or something like that? Can we we're trying to understand how to get ECRs and students who may not be connected with an associate or full member. How can they still participate? Maybe with universities in a region. Maybe there's an Australia, New Zealand region, for example, and someone could participate with one of those universities. We have a couple really strong universities there. We're exploring those different types of ideas. So we hope to give you some ideas today on how to, start small and have some impact, get that global perspective really moving within your university. The benefits of that global perspective and that global connection and that international research network, and to start when when you're first starting out in your research career, really, I think goes a long way. I have lifelong, not just lifelong colleagues, but really lifelong friends. You know, it's just, you know, for me, it was just great to visit Australia again, quite frankly, you know, and to see old friends and you know, just to have fun with. And it was fun, quite frankly. I said to one of my good friends and colleagues, Helen Lingard at RMIT, I said, you know, we spent so much time together and we didn't talk about work. And it was just so wonderful. So building lifelong friendships, colleagues, relationships really enhances you as a professional, helps your personal view of the world. And so, you know, we'd love to get your thoughts, your ideas on some of these questions. How can we better facilitate student and ECR engagement? What feedback do you have on the World Building Congress, or feedback on the last 2 years of programs? You know, Srinath has run some outstanding programs with the ECR network. We've had some great awards. The board has expanded that award program for us students. So we'd love to hear just any thoughts and ideas or feedback that you might have.
May I have a question, please?
Of course.
Yeah, sorry, I am quite new in this CIB world. I just joined yesterday, but I already met with this Sebastian award because I was invited for a conference and he was a Hungarian one. So I am a PhD student in a Hungarian university, and I am quite struggling because I don't have any research group, because I am not in a technical university, but doing my research in business informatics field. And because this university is not a technical university, it's hard to find some cooperative colleagues. And I am researching now the industry's digital transformation from management aspects, and also, like, currently I am working on some ontology, and I don't know how can I find some people who can collaborate with me, who would be happy to join. And it would be really amazing if I shouldn't do everything alone, if I could collaborate with some people in my research, or the people who are interested in the same field.
That's great. Thank you for your comment and question. And you're based in Hungary, is that?
Yes. I am now studying in Corvinus University. I finished my technical degrees in Budapest University of Economics and Technology, but now I go to the business economics field, and I am in the business informatics field because it's very important now. However, the university is not with a technical background, with the construction field. So that's why I don't have any research lab or anything. And that's why I'm looking for somebody who is also interested in this field.
Yeah, well, great. I mean, you know, I'm glad you joined CIB, and so, you know, we also have, you know, perhaps you were going to attach to a working commission or a task group, and so that's a great way to meet. We have a whole list of working commissions and task groups for you to connect with.
Yes.
So as an individual member, you can connect, I think, with 2 of them or 3 of them. And so Debbie and I can help you connect with those particular coordinators who your research may fall under their particular umbrella, and they can maybe connect you to some folks. But then also in Hungary, EMI, the Research Institute EMI, if you're familiar with EMI.
No.
We can put you in touch with one of our full members.
Oh, Amy, yeah, I know. Amy.
Yes, I'm probably saying it incorrectly. I'm so sorry.
Yes. I already spoke with them, but the problem was that my research field is most like focusing on management and project management and management perspectives of this digital transformation. But I already found when I sent my application a task group, which I would be interested in, which is based on Dubai, that they are focusing on this new technologies and this field what I'm researching.
Okay, yeah. And if Debbie and I can help facilitate those introductions or anything, or help with those communications, just do let us know. But I do know that the Research Institute in Hungary, EMI, they're looking into a student chapter ECR network, and trying to reinvigorate. They used to have one, I think. They're trying to reinvigorate that. One of our board members is very interested in doing that. In fact, Don and I will be in Budapest in about 4 weeks. That's where we're hosting our board meeting this time in Budapest.
So it would be nice to meet with you in case of.
Yeah. Please, maybe offline, just send an email and we can figure that out, and we can connect you. Yeah. Absolutely, we can.
Thank you. It would be a great help, because now I am really, when I started my PhD, it was the pandemics, and it was really killed every social interaction in the research.
Yeah.
And now I try to boost up how to collaborate with more people in the field.
Great. Well, welcome. That's what it's about, and that's what we're here for.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Michael, I had a question. I'm actually assistant professor at Auburn University, and I'm thinking of having the CIB student chapter. I wanted to know, like, what are the requirements of the advisor? And once we have the student chapter, what are the requirements? Like, do we need to have some kind of activities every month, or are there any activities that are proposed from your platform, like webinars and stuff, that the students can attend?
Yeah, well, so we do host a suite of webinars that are geared towards research students and early career researchers. So we probably hold about 3 or 4 per year. We haven't held as many this year because we were really planning for the World Building Congress, but we're planning on holding one before the end of this year. So you can kind of see some of those that we've ran in the past from our website. They are archived on YouTube, on our YouTube channel, which there's a link at the top right to our YouTube channel with a whole host of information. We did a series on meeting the journal editors. We did 3 of our top journals meet the editors. We did some webinars on finding funding, grant writing. Gosh, I forget all the names of the different webinars that we've done in the last 24 months. And we plan to continue those types of things, but from your end, but from a student chapter, from a faculty advisor perspective, it's really up to you. And you can go in and see the annual reports that Debbie and Don have posted, and see those summaries and see some of the things that student chapters are doing and trying to do and trying to engage in, that's what Debbie and I are here for. We're here to help you do those things and to bounce ideas off of, and also to connect you, to help introduce you to other student chapters from around the world, where that global perspective will benefit you and your students.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
there's no rigid structure in terms of, oh, you have to meet once a quarter and we need these 3 boxes ticked or anything like that. We don't want to get into that kind of rigidity. But we want you to be active at the same time. We don't want there to be no activity. We want there to be some CIB activities, at least some co-branding of some of your events. Again, so co-branding of CIB with some other events that you might have. Again, that raises the profile of CIB and international collaboration. Folks can maybe talk about the benefits of international collaboration, highlight some things. So it could be as simple as that. And then, of course, some of the other activities, webinars, panels that you folks might want to do.
So we are on our own to organize them and then put it out there to the CIB student chapters?
Oh, well, we can help you organize things. We can help you set up, the invites, and we can do the Eventbrites for you. If your university would like to host a panel, an event, or something like that, that would be wonderful. We would love to help you, set that up, host it, market it, do anything that you would want us to. We'd love that. Yeah. So that's where just our communication with you and I
Mhm.
will just go a long way in terms of how can we help you.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you for that question.
Mhm.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hi, Michael. I'm Annika van Aswegen. I'm from the University of Pretoria in South Africa. I recently completed my PhD, but I've been a lecturer for the last 15 years. So slow journey. But anyway,
Congratulations.
thank you for this opportunity, and also for Don also, and for Debbie, who's present here. I think from our side, we would also like to keep in contact to see how we can take things forward. In my experience in research, as some of the other, I forget names now, mentioned earlier, that this is quite an insular or an isolated journey, this research process. So in our department, I've mentioned it to our HOD, and we have, since the beginning of this year, initiated a PhD support group, which is also something that we need to term differently. And I like the network. We've really tried to establish a network of support, but support in an academic sense, in a scholarly sense, to share experiences, to find like-minded researchers who has similar methodologies or research designs, although the topics might differ, or to exchange a number and say, can I meet you for coffee, or can we have an online meeting to share? And the idea was really to form those bonds and those networks that are outside of a curated or a planned session. So although we've had 5 sessions thus far this year, and we are planning an unconference at the end of September, which is very exciting. We hope that we have a good turnout. So I think we've gained some traction this year, and my HOD, Professor Krishna du Plessis, said that one of us, I represent three departments. I'm from the Department of Architecture. Then there's the Department of Town and Regional Planning and the Department of Construction Economics. So we've grouped those 3 together, and I think we are really serious to taking this forward. And if I understand correctly by listening, we would be able to join should we then register as an associate member or as an institution, and then our students can register as individual members, or I need to go and look at the website in detail.
Yes, but that's exactly right. Yeah. And and so I really like what you were talking about you said about a PhD student support network and things like that. So that I should have mentioned this, but we at the World Building Congress, we held the RMIT student section led a whole series of kind of events for PhD students. The research students and early career researchers. And one of those sessions was just a listening session. So it was run by a professor here in the U.S., Ellen Lester, and a postdoc out of the UK, and they're really interested in some of those kind of psychosocial factors about PhDs and early career researchers, some of the pressures, the stresses, all different types of things. And it was amazing. We just kind of asked one question, and once one person started talking and sharing their experience, and once they shared all the things that they were concerned about, and just the pressure that they felt under, the pressure to produce research and high quality research, and because they're working, and it was amazing that everyone just kind of started to share, and people were just connecting with each other. And it just an outstanding event. And we said after that, we need to do this again. So Annika, we'd love to have your expertise, you know, and the insights that you have from that to, you know, it was just really, it was just a great event.
Yeah, I can imagine, you know, I don't want to hog the time. I just want to end off by saying that this emotional support is really important, because sometimes students are in a home environment where they are the only researcher and their situation is not understood by their family or their friends. And who do you then share with if you don't have another community to slot into? And if we have online sessions, we do not record them if it is a share and care session, because we want to respect those that share. And sometimes it is, you know, personal, like you say, you know, we've had students saying that, you know, this it's been a difficult journey. I'm not coping this week, you know, and like you say, you know, and that is why we have different formats for different kinds of things. So yeah, thank you for this. And Don, I see your text there. I will respond in a moment.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah,
thank you so much.
And you call them care and share?
Care and share.
I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Great. Some fascinating ideas, great contributions. You know, we still have about 10 minutes left in our session. If anyone would like to share some other ideas or ask some questions that we might be able to help with.
Hello,
Hi,
this is
oh, sorry. Natalia, go ahead.
Okay. Hi, I'm Natalia from Massey University at Auckland in New Zealand, and part of the CIB student group. And I'm very interested in how, because we are planning to have to do kind of panel or a session in 2 months' time in October, and how we need to do to let you know and help us with the Eventbrite or the resources that you mentioned before.
Yeah, just start an email with Debbie and I, and we'll start asking you questions. And yeah, and then we'll, you know, Debbie does her magic behind the scenes of setting up all the different things and communicating. She'll create a great news story to help generate interest to the folks that you would want to generate interest to, and however you would like to market or target your event and your panel. So yeah, just please just send an email and we'll start that dialogue. We'd be happy to help.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you for your answer.
We'll
be in touch.
Thank you. And I look forward. Yep, Debbie and I look forward to your email.
Hi, I'm Thilini from the Western Sydney University Student Chapter. I'd like to thank CIB for all the support that they have given us. And so we've been involved in a number of activities, especially the latest one, which was the collaborative research that on the PhD candidate employability with the RMIT and the other universities, which was a great experience to collaborate with the different student chapters. And we also had, we collaborated with Massey University last year with the research presentations. So we'd like to collaborate with Massey again this year as well, if they are going to go ahead with their presentation, their colloquiums. And so also thank you for the travel funding, because the WBC was amazing, and getting to meet so many people, researchers from all over the world, was an awesome opportunity, especially since we've been online all this time, and we hadn't got a chance to meet people face to face. So thank you so much for all the support, and looking forward to continuing the activities in the near future.
Thank you, Thilini. It was wonderful to meet you as well too. I just want to maybe come back to you. attend the listening session that Chico and Ellen put on? I think it was on the last day, maybe.
Yes, I
The
was
last
there.
day. I'm not sure if you have any thoughts on that listening session. I'll try to put you on the spot if you have any feedback.
Yeah, it was a good way of getting to know the issues of the other students, and yeah, just to air out ideas. So thank you for giving us opportunities to just get to know each other and sharing ideas.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that session. I reflected back and I think some of the same issues still exist for maybe, hopefully I'm not a senior researcher, maybe just a mid-level researcher, but I think some of the same issues still exist. So. Well, great. Well, great. I think there's been just some great contributions today. It's afternoon here where I am, and so I know some other folks are on the East Coast of North America, so that's great. I know it's early in the morning for New Zealand and Australia, I think. Is that correct? So thanks for coming in. And I know there's some folks from South Africa here. It's late at night for the folks in South Africa and even Hungary as well too. I think quite late for Anya in Italy. So thanks for coming in. Any final thoughts from our group? Don, do you have any final thoughts for our group? Any final words of wisdom?
I guess I'd just like to reiterate one thing you said, Mike, and that's to confirm the commitment of our board to supporting the work of the student chapters and the ECR network. And what we're seeking to do is to ensure the development and the quality of future research leaders and innovators in the sector. So you can see that with the Hampson Award. If you didn't hear him speak, you would have heard Mark Hastak say words as the new president about the vital importance of students and early career researchers in our sector. He's also very keen to grow the profile of women in research and innovation in our sector. There are a huge number of women in the student chapters and on this call, but somewhere along the line that doesn't necessarily follow through into the senior positions in the sector. So he's keen on an initiative to support that. So no one should doubt that when Mike talks as he does, please send us your ideas, send requests for help. We will always do what we can to help you. It may not be possible. It may, what you're asking for, it may be, but if we possibly can, we will help the chapters and the ECR network generally. Please work with us to help us improve some of the communication of what the chapters and the network does. So Mike's referred to sort of exactly how we describe this joined up network of ECRs and students. But if someone's holding an event in one part of the world, please feel free to make it available to everybody else in the network, wherever they may be, because the more global the audience, I'm pretty sure the more interesting the discussion and the ideas that follow from that. So yeah, thank you all for coming, and thank you, Mike, for arranging the session. And I'll join you in another 12 hours or 11 hours now for the second session for different time zones.
I'll be sure to have some coffee going for that.
You'll need it. Yes. Yeah.
Well, thank you, everyone. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of your day or evening. And yep, we'll probably get a little news story out about this as well too, just to kind of highlight. And I'll certainly be bringing your ideas and your thoughts back to our committee, which is led by Prof. Pereira from the University of Western Sydney. I'll be talking with him on Thursday, actually. So thank you so much for your contributions and your thoughts. And I hope that we can collaborate in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Debbie.
Thank you so much. Good night.
Thanks,
Thank you so much. Good afternoon.
Thank you. Thank you.